From this to this. Every time they release something to make painting easier, I've always picked it up with the intention of getting back into painting again, but I never have done. Finally, with these speed paint markers, it's happening. And what better to test it on than the contents of my spares box. HeroQuest, here we go. So here I got a nice selection to try, although I'm only actually going to follow through one for the video just for testing. Right then, firstly to prep, there's always going to be extra spruce to remove on these models. I'm doing it with some nail clippers because that's all the equipment I actually have to do it, but ideally you'd want like a craft knife. But this will do just for testing. Just going to quickly do the rest. Now onto the undercoating. I've not painted in 20 years, so the only colour I've got that's not completely bone dry is this lovely yellow spray. Let's get shaking. And again, still basically a complete amateur. This is just what it looks like when other people do it. I'm assuming I'm doing it right. Checking out the results, there's definitely missed recesses, but I've just done over a dozen at once in a couple of minutes and I'm not fussed at the moment. It's all set up ready to go, so let's just have a quick run through of how these pens work if you're interested. First up, just give them a good shake to mix up the paint, and then all you do is you're going to use the recess in the lid, push the tip into it, and that causes the paint to slowly flood the tip. And I mean slowly, but this is at 10 times speed currently and it's just slowly ebbing into the tip. Then normally to tell if it's ready, I can see a bit, I might see it coming off on the inside of the lid, or sometimes I'll just do a couple of test strokes on something nearby to check. So this first model I'm testing on is the lovely Chaos Warrior. And to start, I'm going with a nice familiar pink for the armour, although over the yellow it's got a bit more of a reddish tone. There's a lot of armour, so this is the longest painting bit, so it's going to speed through it. Once or twice I have reprimed the tip, just in case. Not sure if I'm supposed to be doing it, it just felt like something I felt like I should be doing. I skipped out a few minutes there just to get to the end. Next up, I'm going to use hardened leather to do the footwear, give it a good shake and prime. While I'm doing this, I should mention they supply replacement tips. I've not found any issues yet, but I imagine that if you're constantly pushing the tips into the pen over and over again, they might start to wear away the point. I've been doing it as lightly as I can. And from what I've heard, apparently it's dead simple. You can just pull them out and put the new ones in. Going to use an actual red now in blood red and putting this right for the ball at the very top of the helmet. Next, Caribbean Ocean for the gloves. It's a greenish blue, but because I'm going over yellow, it's definitely going to have a more green look to it. Now for some Zealot yellow. This is going to go for the horns and the helmet. I don't know how much it will show through over a yellow base. I'm going to grab this dark wood to go on the handle of the axe. What next? Let's go with holy white for the skull on the front. It definitely looks like it's going to need a couple more coats to proper do this though. Onto the axe head now with one of their metallics, polished silver. And you know, this goes over quite well. Although the back of the flat blade looked a bit streaky, so I've just gone over that, quick run through to smooth it out. And let's not forget his chainmail too. For the wrap of the base of his axe, I'm using Runic Grey. Got to activate it first, although this is going much faster than some of the others. I guess it depends, it might be a bit of a thinner paint. As I'm going over this, yeah, it's definitely a thinner paint. It's going to need a second coat, I would say. We'll see though. Right, so now I'm cheating and using a play marker. I'm trying out this gunmetal. The reason being, I want to colour the base a solid colour for now. And I've tried some test ones with the speed paint markers, and after 2 coats you get this look, which is passable just for tabletop play, but I kind of want to see how it comes out with this. These ones are a bit different. Rather than pressing the lid, they've kind of got a plunger on the back, and you press it to flood the tip with ink. Yes, it keeps the tip sharp and unpressed, but it doesn't look like it gives an even spread. Oops, there's a drip. See what I mean? Although maybe I could have held it more upright. Anyway, I'll just use that drip as a bit of a paint palette for now, just as I put a solid coating on and around the base. See here, I've been handling this mini by mistake a lot, but there hasn't been much paint transferred onto my skin. So it looks like these are thin layers and quite quick drying, which could be easy to do multiple coats if I needed, or I know skilled people can do blending sort of stuff. Finally, on the HeroQuest board we get the final result. So the back does need some touch-ups, and maybe that actually could have been a result of my handling, just taking off the raised edges. Possibly could use some second layers on the lighter colours. I can also see some tricky spots I've missed, but again, this isn't perfect, it's just a test, and actually, for a playable model, I don't think it's terrible. I guess I just need to decide which figure I'm going to do next, actually. Not today though, as I'm losing the light, so it's just the one figure for this video. But yeah, for the purpose of just getting into painting, I found these markers great. There was literally 0 set up, so 0 packed down as well. I didn't have to bother like getting out water, palettes, thinning the paints. I literally just grab the marker, prime it and go. One of the biggest entries I've found is finding the time and space, and that's just kind of removed all of it. As I've mentioned it before, I'll say it again, I'm only a complete amateur. My paint experience was with the Games Workshop Lord of the Rings when they had their monthly magazine over 20 years ago. I should mention I went out and picked up all the colours I could just to experiment, but they do also come in a preset box of 3 and a preset box of 10. I'm not sure how many of the colours I used were from those boxes. I had the free box, which was just red, green and yellow, I think. For anyone who's still here listening to my thoughts about these markers from my point of view, yeah, I'm definitely into these. I've heard rumours as well they're refillable, so along with the changeable tips I can just keep these pens going for ages, and I've probably got a box of speed paints that match them that I picked up when speed paints were a big thing and everyone was like raving how good they were. That means I can probably keep using these for a while, and maybe I might actually get to start and finish painting all the stuff in my collection. So if you've been thinking about getting the speed paints, hopefully this video has been useful for you, and if I put more videos up painting the rest of the set, hopefully I'll see you then. See you later, take care.